Hello friends and fellow gamers, today we're going to be talking about the unspoken rules of Idle Heroes. These are things that don't normally get talked about in videos. I may mention them during my Twitch streams, but they're generally ways of playing the game that aren't really discussed online all too much, because they're either just small tiny things which you can figure out yourself, or generally they're stuff that are just so obtuse that you might not even realize it's a rule or a way you should play the game. So this is just a little word of encouragement to you guys to kind of point you in the right direction with a few things that you might not already know. Some of these will be more light-hearted, other ones will be a little more serious to help you make as much progress as possible. But before we do get into today's video is sponsored by the new merch. We managed to get ourselves some brand new merch, guys. The Apple Juice merch is finally available online. So join us, go on to MKxJUMP.com and buy your t-shirt. You can get it in black, you can get it in white, you can get it in navy and grey. So hopefully it's available in your size, in your region. You can go find it online. I'll stick a link in the description as well. And this has been a long time coming. A lot of people have been asking for this. Twitch voted on the design, and basically it alludes to a video I made a while ago where I was joking about iOS users. And yeah, this is their lifeblood, guys. So any Android users out there that want to get themselves some Apple Juice merch, well, now you can. So guys, go and get those t-shirts. Every little contribution helps out the channel loads, so thank you so much. Anyway guys, let's go look at the unspoken rules of Idle Heroes. So the first rule we're going to talk about today is a little more light-hearted. Free-to-play players, there's a lot of you out there. The rule for you guys is you must remind all of the players at every possible opportunity online that you are a free-to-play player. I don't know if you've seen this out and about on Reddit or in the Facebook groups or Twitter pages or whatever it is, you'll no doubt see that for some strange reason, free-to-play players love to remind people that they are a free-to-play player. So that's a rule for you free-to-play players out there. If you're a free-to-play player, make sure to remind everyone at every possible moment, whether they want you to or not. Rule number 2 is a little more serious. This is to do with fusing. A lot of you might not realize that actually the 5-star heroes you can make here are not all equal. Certain heroes in each faction can be made to 6-star, some cannot. For example, Immolatus over here doesn't have a 6-star form. However, Norma and Destroyer do. So if you're ever faced with the option to build multiple heroes to 5-star, it is always best to go with a hero that has a 6-star form, such that if you ever find that you need to build a 6-star, you have the heroes around to go and make that hero to 6 or 9-star or whatever you're after. So in this case, where I have to choose between Immolatus, Tanner, and also Destroyer over here, it is best to go for Destroyer because Destroyer can be made to 6-star if I have multiple Destroyer copies. So that is the better option. So let's go and fuse Destroyer up because it's the better hero to go for here, because now if I wanted to, I could make a 6-star Destroyer just like that. Whereas if I went for Tanner or Immolatus, that option wouldn't be available to me. The next rule is to do with building heroes and choosing which ones to use as food. Generally, it's good practice to keep heroes around that you have multiple copies of. So for example, if I was looking to feed off heroes, I would avoid using this Deathsworn, this Glenn, or these Walters because I have 2 copies of them, and that means I can make a 6-star version of them. However, I only have 1 Bade on here, 1 Corpse Demon, and 1 Camath, so I feel much more comfortable using those as food. In the case of Field here, I have 4 copies and nearly have 5, and that's the amount I need to make him to 10-star, so I would be very inclined to keep those field copies around just in case I wanted to build a 5-star in the Shadow faction. Further to this, when you're in the profit tree and you're replacing heroes, it is always a good idea to keep the heroes around, even if they're not necessarily good. So this Gabagbo here, if I want to replace him and I get myself a Bade, I know I already have a Bade copy. So this could be the second Bade I need to make a 6-star Bade. So I'm more inclined to keep him and save him because he allows me to 6-star a Bade, which I otherwise wasn't able to do. If we also look here, I only have 1 Dominator, so I feel comfortable replacing him here, and I've got a Bone Carver. Is he going to be helpful? Well, he could be, because Bone Carver can be made to 6-star, but I don't have any other copies, so it doesn't give me an advantage over choosing Bone Carver or not, so I'm going to cancel him and not save him. We move to the next one. This is a Gabagbo. Gabagbo doesn't have a 6-star form, therefore he cannot be made to 9-star, 10-star, or anything like that, so he is a really bad choice to save, so you don't want a hero like him. However, a hero like Aiden, he is elite, which is pretty exciting, so he could be considered better than Dominator, although I'm not going to save because it's easier to get copies of Dominator in case I wanted to build Dominator as food, so again, I'm going to pass on that. And if you look here, we got ourselves a Grumpy Corpse, same thing with Gabagbo, not a useful hero, and generally you just got to think of the value of the heroes you're going with. Now I know I already have 2 Glens, so this third one could be the 3rd copy I need to make a 9-star Glen, so that's a good choice. Another thing you could bear in mind is that also I did only have 4 field copies, so if I stumbled across another field, I would absolutely want to save that, because having 5 copies of a hero is enough for 10-star, and in the case of Glenn, getting 3 is enough for 9-star, so it's always good to have 3 or 5 copies of particular heroes for their 9 and 10-star forms. Do be warned though, heroes like Glenn don't have a 10-star form, because any hero that has a base 4-star form cannot be made to 10-star. The next rule we're going to be talking about is one that's resurfaced since the rework to the guild store. A lot of people talk about using their guild coins to turn them into guild solidus to go and pick up these hero copies. You might think, wow, I could get a Penny or I could get a Horace. This is so great. Look, I can get a Tix. La 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 la. What a fantastic idea that is. Wrong. It is a terrible decision to turn guild coins into guild solidus. Why? Because the guild tech exists. Making yourself make progress in the guild tech is far more important. Make sure you max out these as much as you can, upgrade these center rings for sure, and just be putting every single guild coin you get into the guild tech because it is just better for your account. You will make way more progress. You will give your heroes so many more benefits. For example, look here. This is 30% health for priests, 25% block, 20% crit. That is so much better making progress in those areas than just buying a 5-star copy from the store. And I do not understand why some people have the attitude that using guild coins for Solidus is a good idea, because it just isn't. It's a bad choice. And it is an unspoken rule, and often at times actually a spoken rule. This is probably the most publicly discussed of all the rules we're going to talk about today, but I wanted to put it in today's video just because it's so important. Always use guild coins for guild tech. Nothing else. Guild tech is just so important. The only time I will let you use guild coins for anything else is when you have maxed out the entire guild tech. So please, guild coins are used for tech. Nothing else. On the topic of the guild, whilst we're here, one important thing that a lot of early players don't realize is that actually attacking the guild boss but not doing too much damage to them is a really, really good idea. Because basically, there's only so much health these guild bosses have, and actually if you kill them really quickly, not everybody gets a chance to contribute to the attack, and therefore they won't get guild coins. You have to be on this damage rankings table to allow yourself to make progress. So look at Obed Marsh, for example. Obed Marsh has literally put in a terrible team, only done 35k damage, but that's okay. That means Obed is getting in on the leaderboard, allowing himself to get rewards. For example, if we had a really, really powerful account that went in here and one-shot the guild boss, that's great for them. They're going to get loads of rewards, but they don't then share the guild coins and other rewards they get with their guild mates. It's very selfish, it's very discouraged, and it is very much an unspoken rule. A lot of people don't really talk about this, but we do, for example, have a rule in our guild that you are only allowed to attack the guild boss a certain number of times, or with a terrible team, so you only do a certain amount of damage, because generally it's not a good idea to run in there and deal as much damage as possible, because you do stop other people getting the opportunity to attack them if you kill them. So everybody, if possible, should get on this leaderboard, because look, there are rewards for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're in the top 3 or if you're down here in the bottom 21 plus. The important thing is just that everyone gets a chance to pick up guild coins or gold, no matter how much it is. Still, 3,250 guild coins is a lot, so it's important that everybody gets their opportunity to pick up rewards. So guys, please, make sure you're only attacking the guild boss a little bit so that everyone else in your guild gets a chance to fight. Next is a personal favorite rule of mine. It is to not use super wishing coins unless a good hero shows up. Now, funnily enough, I just reset the super wishing coin on my VIP series account, and Ithaca has just popped up. For example, if I spin these super wishing coins now, I may get nothing, and that's completely fine. But in the circumstance where I did pick up the 5-star hero available, I would be very disappointed if I spun and got someone like an Ormus or a Sigmund when I could have ended up with a good hero like Ithaca or Tix. So it's really important to only spin this when a good hero shows up, just in case you do get that copy of the hero, because guys, it is really, really cool if you do. Now, spinning here, I might not even pick up the hero, and that's fine. I've got 3 left. Let's see if I get them. Nope. Nope. And nope. That's fine. And some of you, for that reason, go, well, it doesn't matter. You can spin whenever. To those people, I say, well, what happens if you do get the 5-star? So just in case you do get a chance of pulling that 5-star, even though it is 0.55%, I would only ever spin when there is a good hero available, because you will kick yourself if you get someone bad because you didn't wait. The next rule is one about basically common sense that a lot of people don't realize. If you look at a ranking or a tier list, or someone saying, hey, these are the best heroes, a lot of the time when you look at lists like that, you need to consider the purpose of the hero. For example, some heroes are support heroes like Ignis or Amun-Ra. Other heroes are damage-dealing heroes, such as Inosuke or Ithaca. It is very, very important that you upgrade damage-dealing heroes first, rather than your support heroes. The reason being, a support hero isn't going to do much for your account if they have no one to support. For example, a whole team of healers is great, but if they're just healing each other and you have no one to deal damage, the team is going to suck, regardless of how powerful these healers are. Therefore, when upgrading your heroes, you should always get your damage dealers to E5 first, and then bring your support heroes in to help out. This is why, despite them being good, heroes like Rogan aren't necessarily a good first E5, because Rogan's main purpose is to buff your team with his final passive. I think Drake is borderline because he is also a damage dealer, but he is generally towards endgame a support hero, so for a lot of you out there, you might not want to build Drake as an early E5. The only reason I'm doing it on the VIP series is because we will be able to do Seal Land when paired with a 10-star Amun-Ra and a few imprints, so that'll be very fun. But in the majority of cases, building a support hero early before having heroes there to support is just a bad idea. For example, Ignis gives energy to a hero. Well, what if there's no good hero that deals damage to give energy to? It's kind of wasted. So it's nicer if you have a Tix to E5 first, then you build the Ignis, so that the Ignis can support the Tix, rather than being left with a redundant Ignis that has nothing to do. So again, guys, be sure to go and build your damage-dealing heroes before you build your support heroes. It's another one of these unspoken rules that a lot of people, for some reason, still overlook and don't do. So that's why I'm highlighting it in this video, because it really makes no sense when I see some of people's early E5 choices. Like, what's that E5 Belrain going to do for you? Absolutely nothing. The next rule we're going to be talking about is to do with arenas. Now, this is a little trick as opposed to a rule, but it's more to do with Free Team Up Arena and Trial of the Champions. These arenas close at specific times, and where you are ranked at that time determines the rewards you get. Therefore, boosting yourself at the very last minute is the smartest thing you can do, because it pushes you up the leaderboards and doesn't necessarily give other people the opportunity to kick you down. So in Free Team Up Arena, make sure you have all the stamina you can right at the end so you can blast it out in the last 3 minutes. That's what I always do on a Thursday night. As well, with Trial of the Champion, make sure you're there on a Sunday evening, ready to blast out as many arena tickets as you can. Now, it does take time to do Trial of the Champion, so maybe give yourself 15-20 minutes to just keep attacking over and over again to try and get yourself as high as possible. In these arenas, if you want to do as well as you can, it's best to fight right at the end, because no one else is going to get a chance to attack you. Also, if you keep yourself lower down the leaderboard, not a lot of people will try and test against you and figure out if they win. So that will mean as you zoom up, they'll see your name there and go, well, I haven't seen this person before, let's attack them. And who knows, they might make a mistake, give you another free win, pushing you even higher up that leaderboard, which again, is very beneficial. So if you want to maximize your rewards in these arena modes, it's always best to push it right at the end. And finally, we're going to talk about the golden rule of Idle Heroes. I don't even know if we could call it an unspoken rule, but this video wouldn't be complete without it. Save everything. Heroic summon scrolls, gems, everything. If you don't have a bunch of Prophet Orbs because you've been spending them outside of Prophet Orb events, you're going to kick yourself when a Prophet Orb event comes along. If you don't have Light and Dark 5 stars for Heroic Miracle, you are going to be super disappointed when Heroic Miracle comes along. If you've not been saving your 4-star shards for when Shelter event comes and you can't complete the Shelter mission, not only are you going to slow down your progress in Im's Adventure, you're also not going to be able to get some really cool 5-star heroes. Heroic Summons, exact same. If you haven't been saving your Heroic Summon scrolls, not only do you cut yourself from missing out on the increased odds that happen during Heroic Summons, so it's even more important to save Heroic Summons, you potentially wouldn't be able to get a really nice hero during Anniversary or Christmas or whatever event it is you've been saving for. So for everybody out there that doesn't already know, and I'm amazed that you're checking out a YouTube channel for Idle Heroes and you still haven't heard this, save your resources. Forget using them outside of events. I've seen it a few times still. People still do it. People still have those twitchy fingers. Please don't, guys. Come on. It's 2021. This game's been out for 5 years now. How are people still spending their resources outside of events? So guys, save your profit orbs, save your scrolls, save everything. The only thing you can use outside of events is Cores of Transcendence, because there isn't a Core of Transcendence event yet. Oh god. Please don't do that, DH Games. But yeah, that's the final rule. That's the final thing we're going to be talking about today, is just save everything. If you have any more rules about Idle Heroes that you think I've missed out, the unspoken laws, let's say, that no one really talks about, but everybody does, let me know in the comments section, and why not remind me if you're a free-to-play player as well, guys, because, you know, a lot of you love to do that too. Also, guys, be sure to pick up your merch. Get your hands on the Apple Juice t-shirt. I cannot wait for you guys to be walking around in that. And maybe you can even share with me on the Discord or even on your social media that you've managed to buy a t-shirt. I'd love to see you guys out and about wearing those t-shirts, because it means a lot if you guys do purchase them. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. And if you want to check out some of my live content, join me at twitch.tv/MKxJUMP. Until next time, though, guys, have a great week and happy idling.